Now I beseech you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you all speak the same thing, that there be no divisions among you, that you all be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment. Jesus prayed,
He prayed
for unity.
He prayed
He built his church, for you and me.
His church,
No man-made church,
His church,
can be that one. Denominations don't exist by his authority. Now I am urging Christians by authority of Jesus Christ, that we all speak the same thing, that there be no denominations, that we all be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment. Jesus prayed,
He prayed
for unity.
He prayed
He built his church, for all you see.
His church,
No man-made church,
His church,
can be that one. Denominations don't exist by his authority. Here in 1 Corinthians, in the first chapter in the 10th verse, we can read, we must be one, how we must always speak the same thing. We must all be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment.
Jesus promised to build his church, and that it would always exist, Matthew 16:18. And I also say to you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it, Matthew 16:18. To be that one pre-denominational church that belongs to Christ, we abide in the doctrine of Christ, 2 John 1:9. Whoever transgresses and does not abide in the doctrine of Christ does not have God. He who abides in the doctrine of Christ has both the Father and the Son, 2 John 1:9. He said we are only his disciples if we abide in his word, and that we can know truth, John 8:31 and 32. Then Jesus said to those Jews who believed him, "If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." John 8:31 and 32. Being religiously divided, being part of a denomination, is against Christ, per Ephesians 4:4-6, 1 Corinthians 1:10-13, and the Lord's Prayer for unity in John 17:20-23. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called, in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all. Ephesians 4:4-6. Now I plead with you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. For it has been declared to me concerning you, my brethren, by those of Chloe's household, that there are contentions among you. Now I say this, that each of you says, I am of Paul, or I am of Apollos, or I am of Cephas, or I am of Christ. Is Christ divided? Was Paul crucified for you? Or were you baptized in the name of Paul? 1 Corinthians 1:10-13. I do not pray for these alone, but also for those who will believe in me through their word, that they all may be one, as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that you sent me, and the glory which you gave me I have given them, that they may be one just as we are one, I in them and you in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that you have sent me and have loved them as you have loved me. John 17:20-23. Abide in the doctrine of Christ to be the church of Christ. Romans 16:16. We, his churches, greet you. Greet one another with a holy kiss. The churches of Christ greet you. Romans 16:16.